Hey, what's going on, guys? Nick from Soho Motorsports. Today we've got Mike's 2006 Infiniti G35, built motor, big turbo kit, E85, the kitchen sink being thrown at it. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's going on, guys? So this is a DE. Obviously, I have a thing in my heart for DEs, and this is a fun build just because, once again, it's a DE. So let's talk about exactly what went into Mike's 2006 Infiniti G35. So this motor was a stock motor G35 about a year and a half ago, give or take. We built the motor for him. He got the SOHOMotorsports motor on it with C9 cams, high compression. It was a sleeved motor too that we did on this HP setup package at this point. And so when the motor was completed, we shipped it to him. He installed it in the car. He drove it around for a little bit of time. As with anybody, they get tired of the power, so he wanted more power. So here we are now. Big turbo, obviously all the fueling, all the boost, Hall Tech. Let's talk about exactly what we did on this build because it is a lot of things and I want to make sure I cover it for you guys so you have an understanding of what it takes to make over 700 wheel on a DE. DEs come with about 230 wheels, so we're 3 times the power on this vehicle. So what all is included to be able to do this? SOHOMotorsports package, like I said, it's got high compression 12:1, C9 cams, it is sleeved, larger diameter in the bore for the pistons. I won't get too complex in regards to that. However, you guys get an idea. Makes it about a 3.65 liter engine at that point. So the turbo kit, this is our new stage 2 turbo kit that we are going to be offering for all the built motor guys on the DE. It's got the G35 1050 with the 115 AR housing on the backside of it. So it does allow us to make power all the way through redline at the higher RPMs. As you guys are aware, a small AR is going to affect how much power you make as you increase in RPM. So this is going to allow him to make the power all the way out to the RPM, all the way out to 8,000 RPM. He has the cams, so it'll be a great package. They'll work together in conjunction and they'll make really good power, as you'll see in the dyno graph. Now, what fueling is required to be able to make this kind of power? 1700cc injectors, twin 450 fuel pumps, fuel return system. Obviously, your basic things are going to be needed to make this type of power. Flex fuel sensor. How is everything tuned on this vehicle? So it is tuned via the Hall Tech Elite 2500. Now, we use this setup on Davis G35, which you guys are well aware of. That car makes stupid power, and it is the same setup that we use in that vehicle. We know it works, so we put it into this vehicle as well too. Now, the cool thing about this vehicle, it does have a VHR triple disc setup as the clutch from Z-Speed to allow us to handle the power. When we're using the Hall Tech Elite 2500, it will allow us to incorporate that VHR trigger pattern on the clutch to allow it to work as it should. So now that we've talked about the fueling, let's talk about the rest of the actual components in the vehicle. So to be able to make this power, like I said, the turbo kit, the fueling, we talked about the clutch. What do we need in regards to the rear end to be able to handle this power? This vehicle has the entire SPL catalog on the back end. SPL mid links, camber links, traction arms. It's got all of that to allow us to be able to put the power down with custom Swift springs. So the Swift springs are a really good setup on this. It allows the car to squat and put the power down and not get too crazy going down the road. So that is a good setup. If you guys are looking to make big power, SPL is going to be what you want to go with as far as your suspension components. Now, the big question, how much power does this car make? So this vehicle on pump gas put down over 576 wheel and 461 foot-pounds of torque at around 12 PSI. So that's great power. You can see it. It carries all the way to the end. I mean, it's a great looking graph. Now, obviously we have the flex fuel on the setup, so let's see what kind of power it put when we put ethanol in it. At E60, this vehicle put down 768 and 632 foot-pounds of torque at 21 PSI. So this thing is going to be an absolute riot. It's going to be a monster. Remember, it did this in the heat. So Mike is from Wisconsin. Once he gets up there, obviously we'll be able to pick up a number of power because it is going to be cooler. He's not going to have to deal with this humidity and all that stuff here. So it is going to make really good power. Another thing I want to touch base on before we talk about the ride along with Justin and Micah, which they will go together, is you can see here catch can set up on this vehicle. We also have a swirl pot. So We did the swirl pot to help in the cooling of this vehicle. If you guys are very familiar with the swirl pot, it's a really common setup that's used on the domestic vehicles. So do your research on that. I can get real technical with that. However, we did incorporate a swirl pot into this. Really cool setup. It works, it does what it needs to do. Let's go for a ride with Justin and Mike and see what they think.
Love the way it sounds though.
It's me, man. RPMs are always your friend on that one, and it's fine. You're not going to hurt it. Trust me.
Okay.
It has a very lightweight flywheel in it. I'll windows it.
Yep.
It has a very light flywheel in it, and all that you're hearing is chatter from the transmission.
Okay.
So there'll be a lot of driveline noise you're probably not used to, just with
Definitely, yeah.
everything.
I just want to know what the noises are, so I know if it's a good or bad noise.
Yeah, I gotcha. So that rattle and idle on these is completely normal.
Okay.
Once you start doing the cryo treating and the solid mounting and all that stuff, you really just hear everything up through the shifter in the tunnel. Right. It's sweltering today, man.
Definitely.
We're taking this thing home to cool weather, so it's gonna be even faster when you get it home. Because what are you, about 20 degrees cooler than this on a regular basis?
It was like 62 last night back at home.
Right. So that kind of weather, man, it'll pick up a good little horsepower just right there alone. So for everybody watching, we are in Mike's 2006 G35 Coupe. This vehicle has the entire Soho catalog thrown at it. It's a Stage 2 HP. It is our brand new DE Stage 2 turbo kit featuring a G35 1050. It's got a Haltech, it's got a fully upgraded CD009 transmission that's still synchronized for street driving, DSS axles, full SPL suspension. I mean, it's got the works. So, this is your first ride, and how you feel, man? It's been a long time coming.
I'm happy. Excited to feel the power.
So, one cool thing about this is that usually on like DEs and rev ups, you have to stop at $7 grand. You can use the entire tach in this car. You don't shift until 8.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's pretty rowdy.
That's exciting.
Yes, yes, very much so. Usually you can't do that unless you're in an HR car, but on this one, being able to do it in this thing, especially because with the camshafts in this, which are JWT C9s, and the turbo size, it builds more steam as you get higher and higher in the RPMs. And the higher up in the RPM you go, the faster the car gets. Like, you'll feel that when we get into it a little bit. It is a rainy day in Mexico, but we are sneaking out in between the rain to get one little rip in while we still got dry roads. So fifth gear is 1-to-1. That'll be when you hear the most transmission noise like you're hearing right now. Mm-hmm. But anytime you're in any other gear, usually it's relatively quiet.
Okay.
It's basically that 1-to-1 gear. It directly attaches the input shaft to the output shaft of the trans, which is why it makes so much noise.
That gets the heart going.
It does. And the cool thing is, like I mentioned before, you've got some more to go in this. There's still some room to grow on the tanker. But yes, it wraps the speedo up very, very, very quickly.
Love like the whiplash noise. The trucking gives, yeah. That makes the hair stand on.
It does. It does.
I love it.
Like you mentioned, it's still, once you get used to the clutch, man, it's still pretty streetable. Like,
yeah. Oh man, that doesn't get old.
it never
That'll be
does.
a lot of fun.
You're gonna surprise a lot of people. Not many people are gonna expect that from this, like, for sure. There are very few G's that move like that in the world. What do you think, dude?
The blood is pumping, that's for sure.
Awesome.
Very,
Good.
very happy. Definitely exactly what I was envisioning when I dropped it off, you know. I can't wait to get used to this thing. Now when you're hitting it, are you like just hitting it hard, or are you like easing into it as you're going in?
Throttle, man.
She just likes to be opened up, huh?
Yes, it does. So right now I'm like maybe 10% throttle or so. I mean, you can really hear the turbo if you just give it a little. I mean, that's probably a quarter throttle, if that.
Love the turbo noises, yeah.
Right, when the Charger comes online, man, so I mean, for this engine and the packages built in this and the compression ratio, this is not really a large turbo, but it definitely still takes a second or two to get the Charger up from nothing to and the boost.
Yep.
But just with the cams in it, man, the cams just makes it sing all the way up top.
When does the boost start coming in? Like 3,500-ish?
About 30 grand, 3,500 is when you're really starting to feel it. But like I said, it's one of those linear things where the higher you go in the power band, the harder it pulls. You'll have that on this big clutch. They like to move quick. Usually whenever I'm driving these, man, I'll just let a car get a little ways out so that way I can get rolling real fast. Once you get moving, man, it's like a regular car. You don't even know the difference. Like,